It is midnight and I'm trying to warm up with a hot coffee because it is cold. It is so cold. And it is hard to actually film this video because my teeth are chattering. It is, I don't handle cold well. Heat is fine. I can do heat forever. Cold, I'm not so good with the cold. I haven't posted a video in a long time. I've been wanting to post a video, and would you believe it? Having 5 kids is somehow much more time consuming than having 4 kids. I would not have thought this, but that is the case. Maybe it's the fact that this is supposed to be my last kid. Like, we're both kind of planning on this being my last kid. I am trying to absorb every single moment of his babyhood that I can. Like, every cute little smile, every time he like coos in his sleep, just all of it, like every single minute. I'm trying to soak it all in like a sponge because it's like, I don't think I want to have another baby. Like, my body, I'm not sure how well my body would handle it. So this is my last one. I have been soaking up every moment that I can, but I need to start making videos again more regularly because honestly, I miss it. And also I've got some things that are coming up that I will make an announcement about at the end of this video. But anyway, subject to this video, I would like to talk about internalized misogyny because I kind of have to. It's time. So how did I get here? Back when I was doing video reviews of red pill videos, manosphere videos, I had so many people accusing me of internalized misogyny. That's the rule. Like, when you are speaking out against feminism, particularly if you're going kind of pro red pill or pro manosphere, the immediate reaction that people have is, you're a woman and you must hate yourself for being a woman. And I don't like feminism. In case you haven't noticed from any of my other videos, I really don't like feminism. Like, I really don't like feminism. So when people who were like, I'm a feminist and you just have internalized misogyny, I'd be like, okay, you're an idiot and I don't like you. And I don't really take much of what you have to say seriously. That was my knee-jerk reaction. Doesn't mean it was the correct reaction, just means it was the knee-jerk reaction that I would always have. And so I didn't really take those accusations of internalized misogyny particularly seriously. It's like, okay, you can say that as much as you want. Where's the logic? Like, that's my problem with a lot of feminism. Oh, hello, fella. That's my problem with a lot of feminism. It's like, I don't have a problem with egalitarianism. In fact, I tend to be a very egalitarian person in a lot of ways. But when you get into feminism, it's not about being egalitarian. It's about emotion. And that is not a driving factor for me. And so I struggle a lot with a lot of people and their emotions. It's like, okay, so you have the emotion, but do you actually have the argument to back it up? No. Explain to me again why I should take you seriously. And that's a problem with me and feminism. It's a repeating problem. So usually when people would be like, I'm a feminist and you have internalized misogyny and that's why you're supporting all these manosphere things, I just couldn't take them very seriously. But then I figured out autoandrophile. That was a whole big thing. I've been talking about trans issues a lot. And you know, there's short version, there's different types of trans. So if you're completely unfamiliar with the world of trans, there's different types. There's ROGD, which is rapid onset gender dysphoria. People will say that's not a real thing, but let's just pretend for the purposes of this video that it is a real thing. You're going to find a lot of teenage girls in this camp and a few young boys too. And they have an unnerving tendency to detransition. It is a problem in the ROGD camp. You also have a different camp. Those are the autogynephiles. You hear about them every once in a while. People are like, oh, that's a transphobic term. I am an autoandrophile. I know I'm an autoandrophile. Every once in a while I have moments where it's like, well, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just imagining it. You know, it's possible I just imagined it. And then I kind of take a closer look at my entire damn life and think, I'm not imagining it. I'd like to pretend I was imagining it, but let's be realistic here. I'm not imagining it. So autogynephiles, autoandrophiles, not the same thing as ROGD, but it would be kind of dumb of me to pretend that there isn't a little bit of crossover that happens there. Sometimes people who come out and they're kind of ROGD, they are, but they're also a little bit autoandrophilic, and maybe that's kind of what's fueling it. And then you have to ask yourself, well, are they ROGD or are they autoandrophiles? And there's a lot of questions that can come up there that people don't like to ask because asking questions is transphobic. So we won't ask those questions in this video, but what if there is, because in ROGD there is a little bit of misogyny. There's interviews with girls who have been through the ROGD process where they think they're trans and then they end up detransitioning, or sometimes desisting is another term that gets used. And then they're like, yeah, I just didn't want to be a woman. I didn't like being a woman. I didn't like femininity. I didn't like feminine things. I didn't like, I'm going to put words in their mouth. I'm going to say, what if the issue they had was that they didn't like the role play of femininity, the girly girl image that they felt they had to fit into in order to be a girl. Because one of the big arguments of the people say anti-trans, but I'm not sure it's entirely anti-trans. But one of the big arguments that I've seen, tossed back and forth is this whole save the tomboys. Have you seen that? Save the tomboys. People would look at me and they'd be like, oh, you're a tomboy. And it's like, well, yes, I am a tomboy. Doesn't make me any less of an autoandrophile. That's a kind of a different, unrelated issue. But I'm definitely a tomboy. Perhaps if I had been younger, I would have fallen into this whole ROGD situation where it's like, well, I don't want to be a girl. And I mean, it's funny now that I'm a married woman with 5 kids who spent 8 years working as an exotic dancer. It's like, well, surely you're kind of a girly girl. And I mean, I have pictures of me with my hair all the way down to my butt. So, I mean, obviously I had, some things about me that were rather feminine, but what you don't see, because I generally don't have those pictures anymore, are the pictures of me in high school with my hair chopped really, really short, really, really boyish. At one point, I remember getting into a conversation with a trans lady who specifically started talking with me because I looked like a young trans man, and she was wondering if that's what was going on with me, and I had no idea. Like, I looked at it, was like, I knew there were things I wanted, but I wasn't wanting them quite enough to transition. First question, as uncomfortable as it might be for me, do I have some sort of misogyny? Just misogynistic sentiments, let's put it that way. Do I have misogynistic sentiments? I do. And I think that ties up very nicely into my distaste for feminism. I have a deep, deep resentment of feminism. And I've tried to kind of talk about it a little bit. I think there was an earlier video I did where I talked about it a little bit. My resentment of feminism is this kind of ill-formed cloud in the back of my head. I have 100 little tiny nitpicky examples, but nothing particularly solid laid out into words. So let me try to do that here. Feminism for a long time, at least when I was young, things have probably changed because things change, the world changes, people's philosophies change. But when I was young, feminism was all about empowering women. We need to build women up. We need to get women into STEM. We need to have women doing all this shit, And I remember for such a long time, there was this constant trope being pushed in media. It was being pushed in TV shows and movies and just all this shit. It was always the empowered, strong woman, Wonder Woman. What was it? Wasn't Captain America, Captain Marvel or something like that. That one right there, All these powerful women, Mary Sue, poorly written, really badly designed, very obnoxious characters. Like, that's what I got from it every single time. It's like, we're going to have a strong, independent woman. And they write out this weak-ass, wimpy, milquetoast, boring, dimensionless character. And they stick it in front of us and say, this is a powerful woman. And it's bullshit. It's such bullshit. There are so many well-written, powerful female characters out there in the world of fiction. Just fucking gorgeous writing. Really, really, really well-written, fun characters. So why the hell are we being fed this shit? The fuck is this? Feminism. Feminism, you know? That's what we're being given. Women are powerful. Women are strong. You want me to take that shit seriously? Every single time. And I just look at it and it's like, I know where it's coming from. Feminism. We have to empower women. We have to build them up. We have to make them strong. So you create, God knows whatever this is supposed to be, this trash, this written sludge that you cart out in front of people and say, oh, this is feminism. And no wonder people can't take women seriously. That's not a powerful woman. That's a pile of written garbage. That's a Mary Sue. That's one of the most boring characters that you could have created. I get so fed up with the way that feminism tries to shove powerful woman characters who don't actually have anything particularly powerful about them down everybody's throat. This is a powerful woman avatar. She's lifeless. She's as puffy as a stupid cloud. There is no real depth or density to her. She's just this little pretty picture that we put up. And we want you to accept that as a powerful woman. What does she do that's powerful? Okay, I was watching this video, and this is what really brought this all together for me. This video right here, I haven't watched many of these people's videos, so I can't make a statement on whether I agree with them or disagree with them or anything like that. I just watched this video here, and it was like, oh my God, there's the missing puzzle piece. This is it. They said so many things that make so much sense. Like, I could go on for days, and so I'm trying to pick out the most pertinent pieces that I want to bring up in this video. But one of the things they brought up is that the feminine way of creating rank is, I have a rank, therefore you should just fall into line. And you see this. You see this right here. I have a rank, you should fall into line, just follow me. Don't question, don't ask questions. I have a rank. So you just do what I say. That's how that's the feminine way of operating. That's the bureaucratic way of operating. There is no merit. It's all about rank A goes over rank B, so rank B needs to do what rank A says. Forget merit. Do what I say. It's bullshit. You know, that's how you end up with the really crappy boss who doesn't actually know what your job entails. That's bureaucracy. That's what this system does. And they're classifying it as a feminine system. You know, I'm trying to be open-minded. Maybe it isn't a feminine system, but it is a bureaucratic system. And I personally tend to lean more in the direction of meritocracy. And I guess a lot of men just kind of naturally gravitate in that direction. And meritocracy, of course, you know, whichever guy has his shit together the best and does the job the best, that's the guy everybody kind of naturally turns to and says, okay, you're the boss, tell me what to do. I like that. I personally like that a lot. I have serious struggles when it comes to leadership and authority figures. Blame my upbringing. People would be like, I have rank, so you do what I say, and then I'd nearly die, and then I'd be like, you know what, I just don't trust you as a leader for some crazy reason. Also, I don't want to die. So now, like, I've got serious trust issues with authority figures, which is never a good thing when I get pulled over by a cop, but I have, like, a few people who I trust, like, seriously trust their leadership. Big time. Unless you build up that trust, I will not follow you wholeheartedly as a leader. It takes time. It takes some work. I like the meritocracy system. I like the building rank by proving it was something. Do you have metal? If you have it, then you don't need to pull rank. If you can earn someone's respect with your actions, with your deeds, with your accomplishments, you don't need to be like, well, I have a rank A, so you just need to do what I say. apparently men tend to be a little bit more drawn to meritocratic systems. Women tend to be a little bit more drawn to bureaucratic systems. I'm not 100% sure if this is true. This is what they were saying in the video. You know, if anybody knows anything about that, I'd be very interested to hear about it. But anyway, it was a thing they brought up, and it just kind of gave me this light bulb moment. Feminism has tried for such a long time to give us this vision of the empowered woman, and it has been so damn obnoxious, and nobody takes it seriously. And in a way, I think feminism's persistent efforts to build us this vision of the powerful woman, the strong, independent woman, it has ruined shit for every woman out there in the world who actually is strong, who actually is empowered, who actually has their shit together, who actually is capable of being independent. I know because I've been one of those women. And feminism and its fucking bullshit gets in my way. And I resent it. Because here's what happens. They build up this big fluffy character of the powerful woman, and it's fake as can be. It is the fakest, emptiest, stupidest picture. And they shove it in everyone's faces and say, this is a powerful woman. Nobody buys that. You see enough of those over time. This is a powerful woman. It's empty. This is a powerful woman. It's empty. This is a powerful woman. It's stupid and it's empty. What do you start to think? Subconsciously, just in the back of your mind, what do you start to think? You start to think, you know what? They don't have any real good examples of a powerful woman, do they? Maybe every woman that they've been touting around for all this time, you know, parading in front of me, every single one of these women, they keep telling me they're powerful women. But what if it's all just empty fluff? You know, what if Queen Elizabeth wasn't really that much of a badass? Maybe they just say she was. The same way they say this character was a powerful woman, or this character was a powerful woman. Maybe it's all just bullshit. Maybe Mary Curie wasn't as smart as everyone says she was. Maybe Helen Keller wasn't really making those signs with sign language. Maybe her interpreter was the one pulling the strings. Maybe Anne Frank didn't really write that diary. You know, all these women in history that everybody keeps on pulling out and saying, oh, these were smart women. These were high achieving women. Maybe it's all just empty, stupid, vacuous. Maybe they just keep saying that again and again to make women feel like they aren't completely useless. Maybe this is women trying to convince themselves and all the women around them that we aren't just a bunch of stupid fucking cows. See, feminism tries to send this message that women are powerful, and what they don't realize is they're really just communicating to women, you aren't powerful because we don't have any real examples of women being powerful. We just have fluff. Makes you feel good. Perfect makeup. But somehow she's in a fight. It's bullshit. And I find it very annoying personally. And the sad thing is they do try. They don't know what a powerful woman looks like. And after a while, you know, if you pay attention to all the mainstream stuff that's going around, are you going to know what a powerful woman looks like? I mean, I could tell you. They've got some really, really beautiful characters out there. Beautifully written. Powerful. You know? They've got them. They've got them. But do we really see them? Are they really being put forward as powerful female characters? Nah, not really. Not really. Why is it that feminism is always taking the really, really just empty, annoying, like what's going on here? Like really, what's going on here? That's the question you need to ask when you look at any of these empowered female independent characters. What is going on here? What is this character doing that is so damn spectacular that they're so damn powerful? Really. I'm not talking about magic superpowers that enable them to be badass, because that's not particularly badass. Like, really. Oh, you have superpowers. Cool. Oh, you have super strength and super whatever, and that's what makes you be not actually a woman. Because if you were really, really an empowered woman, you'd be able to do something on your own without the superpowers to bolster you up. Yeah, without the magic. Without the magic, are you still really all that tough? Now, a well-written feminine character, a strong and well-written feminine character. Number one, she doesn't need any magic. Number two, she's badass all on her own. Nobody questions it. When it's a real, honest-to-God, powerful female character, nobody questions it. And here's another thing that's really cool. She's allowed to be wrong. She's allowed to make missteps and miscalculations. Because she's a badass. She's automatically out of the strong woman, must be perfect every time space. And suddenly, she's allowed to be human. And she's real. Because she's well-written. Well-written characters are real. Real characters, realistic characters, they make mistakes. They do stupid shit. Because human beings do stupid shit and make mistakes. And so they do things that aren't perfect. They disagree with your main protagonist. Sometimes they become the antagonist. And it's okay. Because they're well-written characters first, and women second. Which brings me back to this video all over again. I'm not going to say the female model, but the bureaucratic model. And this is kind of the model that I see a lot of feminism kind of naturally gravitating to. Well, I'm a woman, so fuck that. Who cares what your genitals look like? What do you have to put on the table? What are you offering to this conversation? What are you bringing to show me that I should respect you? Nothing? Nothing but the fact that you're a woman and you have female genitalia? Why? Why am I not impressed? Some mystery there. Let's call it the bureaucratic model versus the meritocratic model. The bureaucratic model pulls rank. I'm a woman, so you should respect me. I mean, isn't that just the very nature of feminism? Like, I literally have gotten into fights with people because they insult other people by calling them white males. Like, that somehow means that their voice should count for less. And I'm sitting there, and again, autoandrophile. I forget that I'm supposed to be a woman a lot. That's what autoandrophilia looks like with me. It's like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be a woman like that. Oh, fuck no. Stick me in the man camp. These witches are crazy. This bureaucratic bullshit. And women aren't the only ones who pull this. Because I see it in the manosphere now. More and more and more as the years have gone on. Well, I'm a man and you're a woman, so you should respect my authority because I have a penis. Really? Really? Huh. Okay, number one, your dick is small. Number two, your brain is small too. So why should I respect you? Happens a lot more than it ought to. So it's not just women getting pulled into this bureaucratic bullshit, but it's like, I have X trait, therefore you should respect me. Fuck that shit. But is that what it is to be a woman? Like, the real question, the real point at which I realize I got some misogyny issues, is the picture writ large in the sky of what a woman should be. STEM, folks. We need more girls in STEM. Is that really what a woman is? Because it's a cartoon. It's a caricature. I have women that I meet that I respect, that I like a lot. None of them are that picture that we keep getting shoved in our faces of what a woman should be. And the internet, oh my God. Somebody commented this, and I mean, it was brilliant. It really was. The internet has this idea of what a woman is, and it's such such a stupid, cartoony, bimboified, plastic image. That's not what a woman is. Like, there are women who are vacuous and stupid and fake and pretentious and materialistic. I mean, there are men who are like that too. Just saying. But really, is any of this shit what a woman is? No. But that's what you get told again and again and again. This is what a woman is. And this big plastic blow-up cartoon, it doesn't fit me. And I'll bet you anything, it doesn't fit a lot of these girls with ROGD either. You know, imagine you're a teenager trying to figure out who you are, and you get this cartoon blow-up doll image of what a woman is supposed to be, and it's absolutely disgusting because it's vacuous as hell. And you're sitting there thinking, oh, well, I don't want to be that. There's no part of that I want to be. I'm not saying that's what's happening with all ROGD kids, but there's got to be a few out there. Probably more than a few. You know. Who wants that? You know? Yeah, sure. Be pretty. Be beautiful. Be feminine. Wear the, the nail polish and the big hair or whatever. But what do you have that makes you worthy of respect? I'm not talking just your baseline human respect, like be polite to people kind of respect, because everybody deserves be polite to people kind of respect until they prove that they don't actually deserve it, in which case I tend to get really bitchy. But no, I'm talking about respect. More than the baseline. More than just the casual politeness kind of respect, but actual, honest to God, you have earned my respect and admiration kind of respect. When do we get female characters who actually have that? Where they're actually quick on their feet, where they're actually good at thinking, where they're actually clever, where they're actually smart, where it's not some constructed, we have to create a scenario where she can prove that she's smart so that everybody can be like, oh, see, she is smart. Where are they actually smart? How do you show a person? So this is something that, like in story building, this is something that happens a lot. Show me something, don't just tell me something. Don't just tell me that character Betsy, Mary Sue, don't just tell me that Mary Sue is smart. Show me. Show me through her actions. Show me through her decisions. Show me throughout the course of the story where this character is smart. Don't tell me she's smart. Give me a reason to believe that she's smart. Because if you just tell me, then you're asking me to take your word for it. And quite honestly, as the narrator, you don't quite have that right. That's not your job. Just take my word for it. That's not a good story. It's very bureaucratic. But where's the merit? Where's the metal? Where's the reality of the character? Where's the three-dimensional nature of them? Because that's what makes a good story that people are drawn to, that people like, that people want to see. We don't get a hell of a lot of that. I know I'm talking about stories, but I see it, dare I say that I do suspect sometimes that I see it in the world around me, not just in the world of fiction. Can I trust this person? We're being told that they're smart. We're being told that they're all wise and that they have a lot of merit to them. We're being told. You're telling me, but are you showing me? And then I become doubtful. Because after all, when you throw this cartoon, this empty cloud of fluff, and say, this is an empowered woman, and it's bullshit, and this is an empowered woman, and it's bullshit, and this is an empowered woman, and it's bullshit, and then you say, this is an empowered woman, why the hell would I believe you? Give me a reason. And do I want to be a woman? In a world where this is an empowered woman? No. I want to go hang out with the men. I want to have some merit. I want to prove myself. I want to actually earn the respect I get. I don't want to drag it straight out of people like, well, I have rank A, so you need to do what I say. Fuck that shit. If you respect me, I want you to respect me because you genuinely respect me. Not because you were told to. Because, I mean, let's be honest. You can act like you respect me because you were told to and you have to and it's your job to. But is it real? Not one bit. Personally, I'd rather have the genuine disrespect of somebody who isn't smart enough to understand why I should be respected, or not, than the fake respect of somebody who still doesn't understand why I should be respected. Just a thought. But anyway, that's my closing right now. I think I've babbled on enough. I do have an announcement to make. It's the end of the video. I said I was going to make an announcement. I'm going to be changing the formatting around a little bit. Up until this point, I've never done promotions on my videos. I've had offers to do promotions, and I have not accepted those offers. A lot of reasons for that. Number one, I have ADHD. I have a short attention span. If it's not something that really captivates me, I'm not going to be able to really do a very good job of promoting it. So I know me. I know myself well enough to be like, if I try to do this just for the money, it's not going to work. But also, I don't want to promote something that I don't genuinely believe in. And so, I've had people, ask me to promote things, and I just kind of look at it as like, it's really flattering that you're asking me, but no. Yeah, no, I've never promoted anything. That's going to change, but I think you guys are going to probably be able to understand why I'm promoting the things I'm promoting. I'm kind of excited about the things that are coming up around the bend. Hopefully next week, if everything goes smoothly without a hitch, next week I can start doing some videos with some really fun promotional stuff. I think it's going to be cool. And so I am excited about that. And that's going to be probably next week. In the meantime, promotions are coming. I am excited. I think you guys are going to like this. Like, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think you guys were going to get a bit of a kick out of it. It's not going to be boring stuff. Well, you might find it boring, but I think it's going to be fun. I am excited. So, cool stuff coming up. Hopefully next week. Things could go wrong with, any of the paperwork or any of that other stuff, in which case it might be a little bit more than a week. But stuff is coming. Next video that comes out, ideally, barring something catastrophic, next video that comes out, there should be some fun promotional stuff happening. I am excited, and I think you guys, I think you guys will like it. So that's my announcement. I'm gonna call this video quits and get some sleep. I hope. I hope you guys are all in good health, and I'll talk to y'all later.